Renato Rodich.
Theory depends on what we do today, right?
Yeah, buddy.
February.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was just laughing at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 right now because I don't know if you've seen what happened at the BBC anchor doing the countdown of before she goes live. There was like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
Oh.
she shows the wrong finger for number one.
Oh. Oh man. I
Ah,
missed it. I've got no idea. But dude, I gotta tell you, that intro is fun. That's absolutely
love
awesome.
it.
I dig it. I'm pleased to announce that we're gonna have that intro for like, another month or two, and then we're gonna make another one. We're gonna make it better. And man, it's good. And speaking of another one and a little better, we're about to cross over another Christmas here pretty soon, another holiday season, which I gotta say, for some it's been a long uphill year, but I also gotta say, there's been a lot of growth that's happened overall in the mortgage channel, and I think that there's so many good loan officers that realize their marketing plan and are so totally ready for 2024 to come around. And I'm too, man. I've got some good goals set and ready for
Love it.
2024, but another year down, another Christmas down, right here, man. This is big. Do you have any goals for
Uh,
2024 set and established already, or do we need to figure that out?
let me tell you, I love that talk. Of course, I have goals. They're always big, um, and I'm excited for 2024. What it's going to bring when it comes to business, um, and partially we're going to talk about that today because anybody else who is thinking of setting up their goals. I mean, I'm talking to lots of loan officers out there, reaching out, asking the differences and all that stuff. This is why this morning I posted a like little post right there saying, hey, if you're looking to change like environment, company there, let me know. Let me explain you. I just need 10 minutes of your time to show you and explain you why what you should know about broker channel, specifically Nexa. And then on top of that is, so now there are some that are thinking of changing, and others that are thinking of starting their own. And yes, it sounds amazing. It sounds great. And I want to, hey, it's my goal. I'm going to own my company. And I'm going to be a mortgage broker owner. And that all sounds exciting. And I made another one there saying, hey, I applaud you for that. I mean, that's inspirational. But before you do that, let me tell you a few things about what you should know. Why we built Nexa the way we built, and why it was built exactly for you to uh, basically that to the point where it don't make any sense for you to go independent. Do you want to be all alone, stuck with stuck with everything in a business that you have to do, stuck with bills, stuck with every operation, stuck with figuring out what needs to be done, stuck with limited number of lenders, stuck with getting through, trying to understand. Basically, you're stuck in trying to run a business, which means that you don't have time to actually close loans, or you're going to have to hire people for all the different levels of it: management, payroll, accounting, reach out to lenders. Somebody's got to do it. And when you have to,
Yes.
when
And
you
then,
figure those things out, yeah,
oh my gosh, and compliance. Dude, I mean, there's
compliance.
there's so much along with that. Even well, in any case, you're probably going to have a bookkeeper. Even at a good high level as a loan officer, you should have a bookkeeper. So that's not something that would necessarily go away right here. But the audits, when you're maintaining your own license, when you broker up, you're going to have to take care of a whole lot of compliance issues and files and bookkeeping. That's just going to, be able to squeak you by those. I'm hearing a little bit of that. But keeping your files and everything so you stay compliant for those audits, that's a big one. I know, with Nexa Mortgage, I think Mike Cordes mentioned that at any given time, Nexa is under three
Yeah,
audits. So that's pretty awesome right there. We've got a compliance department
that's
that's
that's what I
that's
mean. It's
there.
a distraction that you're gonna be running, trying to run a business. And again, it's exciting if that's your goal, but what what you're missing on is it feels like you know it feels like me wanting to reinvent the wheel of someone already. Hey, I'm going to create a better wheel. And it certainly is not. I mean, wheel is already invented so many times, so why not just plug yourself into the platform that allows you to instantly start closing loans tomorrow. I mean, the
Yeah.
second your license is on, versus months and months and months later after you've established, you're losing so much potential and so much growth, which next allows you to do that instantly. And it does allow you to scale and even get paid as a broker owner. We don't even talk that much about it too. You can build it to the point where you're getting paid as broker owner. That's the partnership level that we have, without all the headaches figuring out every part of a business. It's done for you. It's done for you solution. I mean, so
Well, it's so done for you. What you've got to think of, at this point, maybe in your career, is where you originate is kind of the platform. That's going to be the company or platform that allows you to focus on your dollar producing activities. That is, of course, if your dollar producing activities is originating loans. And that's going to be a big one. Now, if your dollar producing activities you want it to be, for brokering up and handling compliance and accounting and doing all those things, hey, that's a-okay. That is not a big deal. But I got to tell you, if you want to scale up, level up, and close a lot of loans, you don't want to handle things like payroll and compliance, and even when it comes to support. Let's just say if you want to build a little bit of a team, that team is going to possibly be something that will take up a lot of time. That might be something that turns into another part-time or full-time job for you if you want to bring on a little bit of a team of loan officers. Well, I got to tell you, you can build your team, you can build I guess your partnership with the Nexa Mortgage at any time and make it to where you are having an income of 100% of the margin as if you were the owner of the company of Nexa,
right.
just with no liabilities. Well, none of those liabilities that that you have as a broker owner anyway.
Yep.
Um, and I think the big one, I guess I guess the fear factor that I always hear is that very first year audit as a broker. I hear that one's like rough, like turn your head, cough. The rubber gloves. You know,
No,
I don't know.
absolutely. You no, you're right. I mean, because it's unknown. You don't really. You're going through. You're, by the way, you're paying for someone to guide you for all of that stuff, just to even try to stay on top of it. I mean, there's a lot of it. That's my point. That's exactly my point. Why some of the LOs out there that are aspire to go out there and say, I'm going to crush the 2024. I'm going to be a broker owner. I'm excited. I got my business license. I got this. I got an LLC. I'm going to do that. I'm like, time out, time out. You can have your LLC and a DBA right here with Nexa and still run it as if it was your company, but using a platform that's already done for you. You can do that.
So
That's another part.
Renato, so tell me, there's some good logic to that. So one thing that I realize, if I were a broker owner, let's say I just barely get it started, I'm not going to be able to compete with the benefits that another mortgage company would be able to offer our end lenders. So our end lenders give a big company like Nexa Mortgage good benefits like the diamond level pricing, like being able to have,
Correct.
in many cases, slightly better pricing than your next smaller kind of mom and pop broker shop, or me as an individual. If I were to broker up, I'm not going to be able to get the same service and the same pricing in many cases from some of our biggest lenders that we have in Nexa.
100%.
And that right there, that goes, for us as a loan officer, into the borrower's buying power. I'm able to offer a little bit better in the interest rates. But at the same time, if you want to originate, and that's your dollar producing activity, you may also want every extra benefit and edge that you can have so you can compete at the highest levels with other loan officers. And that one benefit could mean your strength in numbers and having a lower interest rate than I guess you would have if you were to been at a different company, like some of the
That's right.
retail competitors we have, or for them to broker up individually. So I feel like I rambled on right there on a
No, you're no,
soapbox.
you're good. No, you didn't, because you talked about, again, you brought exactly the point that it makes sense. That there's no way. This is what it took us 6 years for us to build 2,300 loan officers platform so that we could negotiate, and our leadership has done unbelievable level of negotiating power when we come in and say, hey, our loan officers have a choice. We're a true broker platform. They have a choice to send it to you. If we didn't just sign up with only you and a couple more companies, we sign up with the hundreds of companies there. So if you want to earn the business, you got to come provide a great level of support. You gotta compete on pricing. You gotta provide us unbelievable, like availability. Educate us. Give us marketing material. And again, all of those things that they do it for us that they wouldn't necessarily do for some small mom and pop shop. And I'll tell you this, because at one point of time, Nexa was a small shop too. And you and me were there. And I remember the time. I remember when and even though it was like 50 loan officers, I remember some of these lenders were cutting us off or demanding that they would cut us off if we don't send them deals. And
Yeah.
it was like only 50 loan officers at that point of time when I joined. You were like one of the top 2, 3 loan officers at the independent, for number one independent loan officer in Nexa, right? In addition, so the point is, I remember a time when they were saying, "Hey guys, if you don't send a loan to us next 45 or 60 days, we are removing your access because we don't want to waste time on you." This is exactly what's going to happen to you as a small mom and pop broker shop. They're not going to waste much time on you if you can't do it. Again, most of the lenders, you'll have your go to one or two that you go to, but why risk all the benefits of that? That's like you just remove the competition. They don't even have to compete. They don't even have to offer you better rates. They don't have to do anything because they got you already. That they don't need. So you that's a very legitimate and valid point of what you're missing. And power in numbers at Nexa makes a big difference there. That's so you're missing on loan options, you're missing on borrowers better options, you're missing on a commission for yourself, competing power, all of that. And on top of it, it's costing you more headache, money, time, energy, and effort to try to keep doing that. And so yeah, that's why I say going independent in 2024 doesn't absolutely make any sense whatsoever if you know what Nexa Mortgage can do for you. Period. Done. And if you
You're
want to debate
absolutely.
me on that, whoever you are, I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Let's talk
Who are
about
you? Where are you at? Who are you? Where are you? Let's go. Talk to Renato.
let's 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 get it.
Dude, I love that. I love that. So I want to take a little pause on that right there. Just a little curveball. I'm wearing a shirt right here that says Broker Takeover, empowered by Nexa Mortgage. Broker Takeover, powered by Nexa Mortgage. Look at that. Same exact thing that you have on your hat is on my shirt. We've got the same exact thing. We're like twinning right there. We're like twinning. I love it. My goodness.
There's another one right there. Lots of little merch. For a shout out to our, again, you can build your team here at Nexa Mortgage. This is one of the teams. We have 50 plus teams already that are able to keep on keeping their brand, building their brand. This one has chosen to keep Nexa Mortgage on it, but you could even remove the Nexa Mortgage if you wanted to. You just file for a DBA. It's a little bit of paperwork, and you can keep your broker name. So I want to like transfer it over to that one, and big shout out to our uh, to Brett Weiss that built this team, and he's been with Nexa for 6 years, I believe, as well. So he's an unbelievable partner to Nexa, but you can do it too, and I'm building the same kind of thing, the 220 bips, powered by Nexa Mortgage, right? Again, this is why I love Nexa. Allows you to build your own brand, your own team, and really, take benefits of a big platform that is built for you, and that it's like a franchise or just plugins. It's already been done. Hundreds of employees are already like working on your behalf without a whole lot of cost for you, or hardly any cost.
Gosh, no kidding, man, no kidding. So again, Brett Weiss, thank you very much. I didn't have a chance to give you that personal one before, but yes, with that said, as you were mentioning, my gosh, I got a little. I wanted to make sure because we're gonna make a video. I'm gonna put a video together that is us thanking Brett Weiss. So I just want to make sure that I say, Brett Weiss again, right there. So, that's going to be a big conversation right now, okay? Because there's a lot of loan officers, broker owners that they were not making their dollar producing activities. Instead, they're focused on the minutia in the ownership of their mortgage company. Okay, that's going to be staying compliant, focusing on, let's just say they brought on a team, focusing on keeping people motivated. Focusing on making sure, onboarding and compliance is all put together. Now, you even scratch the surface right there. We have hundreds of mortgage companies, lenders that are out there that want to do business with us. And when you walk through the doors of Nexa Mortgage, the virtual doors of Nexa Mortgage, now you've got every one of these lenders that are wanting to do business with you right away. And they're wanting to give you the group rate pricing in terms of interest rates that you're going to pass down to your borrowers. They're going to want to give you that pricing because you walked through those virtual Nexa Mortgage doors right there. So that's a big one right there. When you are using Nexa as your platform to originate, this is going to put you, in front of the best lenders with the very, very best pricing in the country right there. And I think, man, in a really big way, that's what helps you, really stand out in this kind of a market. In some cases, it could be your incredible interest rates. It could be the fact that you've got the largest portfolio of loan options available to any loan officer in the country. And that's what you have when you walk through those virtual doors of Nexa Mortgage.
And then you have a 2,300 other fellow Nexa family members that are there also to support you, in addition to 500 people that work in the company level or directly with support, which is our account executives, our processing, third-party processing teams, and special agreements that we have with our vendors, and there's, so again, there's just so much. And I have to say this because I believe loan officers understand the game of investing. I believe in value of a compound interest. We work with interest, and we know what it means. But when you have something that you started building, and you keep improving year over year over year over year, a little bit better, that's a compound interest of improvement. And you get to start seeing how that much more separation is there, because there's a bigger and bigger and bigger interest being created there, compounding it, which means that I just want you to think of it that in a way of improving it. So not monetary, but skill wise, improving the platform, improving the company, improving everything. So we've done it for 6 years. We're and every new year we're going to separate ourselves even more over anyone else. Think twice before you start going independent on your own and go back to the. It's like literally like, it's like somebody who decides to start saving money when they're 62 years old, and they think that they can have same amount of equity built out as someone who started saving at 26, right? They can't. That's the difference there. So the compound interest when it comes to support, compound interest when it comes to overcoming obstacles, compound interest when it comes to uh, redefining or refining the partners that we work with, the people. I mean, there's marketing partners that we vetted. That are good, that are bad. The bads are no longer here. Their processes, they're good. The bad are no longer there. But you, as a new one, you're gonna have to go through all of these mistakes yourself. I don't believe that that makes sense in the age of 2024 if you know how Nexa is built to help you support it from day one. Minimal investment, or actually zero investment, to come in, join us, and get up and running the same day that your license is active, with hundreds of lenders, with the rates that nobody can beat, with compensation that is going to be better than what you had to sign up to match our rates, and then ability to scale and have every bit of process set up for you, thought of it for you. That's worth years and years and years of I mean, that's why I say applaud you if you want to keep on building that, but that's a little silly. It's like
You know,
it's like me wanting to go out there and recreate a light bulb again, all over again. It's like, really? No, I'm gonna beat Thomas Edison or Nikola Tesla on that one. I'm like, no, I'll make a better light bulb. Doesn't make sense. I'll just buy one and move on, right?
yes. Dude, I love it. You're so right. So I got to tell you, man. Okay, so you and I being members of, some of the very first loan officers to join Nexa Mortgage a long, long time ago, we've seen a lot in the industry. We've seen a lot of loan officers that's joined us, some good teams. We've even seen some broker owners that has found the benefit and them focusing on their dollar producing activity of originating and tripling down and joining Nexa Mortgage as their platform for them to focus on originating. And I think, man, right here, the year 2024, it should be the year where we focused on going hard and originating big. I mean, we've got right now huge benefits in the mortgage market for streamlined refinances. Earls, we've got some of the benefits in there coming right back. And I remember this time in the market. I remember this time, pretty well, about 5 years ago was a good time for that. 6, 7 years ago, a great time. And it's coming back. What we're seeing is a really good trend line. And you as a loan officer, you should make sure that you've got the right platform that's working for you to get the best out of your business, to be able to focus on those dollar producing activities, focus on having the best interest rates. It's not a bad thing to be a low rate leader in your market. And oh, I see my little dude Renato walking down the stairs,
Bring
and he just
Henry
said a
right
big
there.
hi, hi, hi. He is a happy little dude. He just woke up from his little nap. But I think that's key, Renato. This year, this coming year, Renato, I am going to be able to focus on my dollar producing activities when I am working, so that I can more passionately focus on my family related activities when I'm not
Love
working.
it.
And I think
Love
that
it.
that's key right there. Hi, hello. He just woke
Hi,
up
Henry.
from a little nappy.
Hi.
You said hello. How awesome. Whoa. That's another hello. 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 How awesome. Well, my
Henry's going
goodness.
to join us. Henry's going to join us the second he is in some shape or form when it comes to Nexa. The second he can. He's
Please believe me.
Yeah. So
That's
I mean, you talked about wanting to focus on business goals, family. We don't even talk that much about it as well. But certainly the platform that we built is it has allowed me to do this work from anywhere, right?
yeah.
And that allows a whole lot more time with family. That allows, yes, sometimes work is also throughout the day, but we don't even have necessarily. Majority of us have like places to go, drive to go to in the office, to go and go away from family. Like I do it with while my kids are in school. I love it. I mean, I do most
Yes.
of my work right there. The second the kids are out of school, spending some little bit time with them, playing with the puppies, and then before the end of the night, I try to join with you on a call like this, to continue to educate. But the freedom to do business from anywhere and freedom to run business how you want it to run is another huge, huge reason why you should consider coming to work with us, because it's it's on you. It's up to you. It's almost like you're your own boss, Uber driver of mortgages, so to speak. Like, hey, let me go get some loans done, or hey, let me go talk to a few more loan officers to come in. Personal goal for 2024 for myself is doubling down of supporting loan officers. That's the one there. Number two is continue to train, teach, and educate those ones that are not on a broker side to come. So that's the 220 bips there. And you're 100% right too. Also have a huge, huge uh, time set for my family.
Yes.
There's time for business, but there's also time for family that has to be scheduled in many times and actually do that. So that's important. It's important to me, and that's what 2024 will happen. I literally talk to my wife and I say, hey, we're going to have our own hours, our hours of a week, and everything else that we do it, because I want our kids to understand,
So
that
you sent her your Calendly, right? Is she gonna sign up for, a couple good blocks in your Calendly just to make sure to
basically
get that in there?
I blocked it out for everyone else. So that's not available to nobody. And it does vary. We have our own, like, when the kids are in the school, morning things, the coffee, sit down and chit chat, and then we have our dinners already, or time blocked for dinners or entertainment or movies and stuff, whatever we want to do there. But yeah, that's exactly it. That's why, um, I believe that 2024 is going to be an amazing year in mortgages, but we're certainly, it's not all about just business, because we do this business so that we can have that freedom. And time is
Yes.
certainly is something that I love, that Next allows us to set up our own schedule. So now, you
You
know,
know, then here's a good one for you right here. Okay, here's a good quote that I'm gonna shoot from the hip on. Let's see if you like it, because I saw you earlier. You post on Facebook something like, if you make a quote, what would it be? So okay, here's mine. All right, you ready for this? All right.
I love it.
Use Nexa Mortgage as your platform so you can focus on your dollar producing activities at work. So when you're done working, you can live passionately with your family. There you go. You
That
make more when you don't have to focus on the minutia of the back end work. Focus on your dollar producing activities. Use Nexa as the platform. So that way you can, when it is time for you to turn off, you don't have to worry about that audit. You don't have to worry about, your call reports or any of the other issues, or establishing new relationships with all of the hundreds of mortgage companies that we've got here at Nexa. We've
it's a
got all that covered.
It's a perfect quote for exactly what we talked about for the last 28, 9 minutes in
I'm
here.
gonna I'm gonna
Uh,
fine tune that quote because I went down a little squirrely at the end of there. It's
here, I love it. Use Nexa so you can have that freedom and everything that you wanted to do in in your life. That's exactly. Remember why you started why you started this in the first place. I know you didn't think of a work, so you're going to work the rest of your life. We didn't even talk about things like opportunities being built as far as residual income and all that stuff. You know what? Because that's going to come on its own, and
so
Nexa was built for that.
no kidding. And I gotta tell you, Renato, I've got all right. Now I know you've been here for about 5 years. I've been here for just a touch longer, but we've established probably in both in our heads, but at least on paper, how a good 5-year plan could be for somebody. Is that right? Like I can tell you as a loan officer, like what kind of goals you should have within Nexa Mortgage and how that would lead to a 6, if not 7 figure per year retirement. Well, not exactly, because you still got to work for this. There's still little bits you got to work for, but passive income that you can have in the end of about 5 years. I can
It
totally
can
like
easily, I agree. It can
I can
easily
build
be like,
habits,
if you
and it's
ever,
like
if,
it's so
yeah,
fun.
yeah, if you ever read that book, like 4 hour week, weekday, 4 hour week, that could be your 4 hour week right here. You can set that up over the course of
Absolutely.
5 years. You could work 4 hours. You said it right. It's not like you're just gonna walk away from it. You're gonna stay in touch because you still. However, you know, you can set it up 5 year plan and and do the 4 hour week and enjoy your life, right? Uh,
Gosh, no kidding, man. No kidding. Ah, I love that.
And I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this. It's never been easier to do that either because it was not as easy when we first started. There was a lot of things that we had to overcome, learn, challenges that we had to go through, uh, growing pains. We talked about those things too. We had to learn certain things the hard way, which is exactly why I'm so against any loan officer to go out there and say, I'm gonna do this stuff on my own. You know what? Even if you are that much passionate about going on your own, I guarantee you it would benefit you to understand, spend a couple of years here at Nexa, then make that decision whether you want to go on your own or not. But I'm pretty sure once you come and see it, everything there is, and you're just going to be like, there's no point of it. There's no point of going back because it's why recreate the wheel. I keep saying that, but that's the truth.
No kidding. And I will tell you, Renato, there's been a few instances in the past where I've told, a loan officer that wanted to be a broker owner, like, hold up, pump the brakes, get started with Nexa Mortgage, get your training wheels, get a good understanding of how the broker world works when you've got all the access like we have, like when you've got all the support like we have with our lenders, and see how that works when you have all the processing, companies that want to do business with you, and the processors give you their absolute best because you're representing, the biggest and well, the biggest and the best mortgage brokerage in the country.
Absolutely.
You're treated a little bit differently from the processors, from the different lenders, and it's a good place to be right there. That's a good way to do business when they want to flex really hard to keep earning your business.
And we'll help you every step of the way. And on top of that, we'll help you. We've been through it ourselves, 5 years in here. Uh, you know, like I used to, I don't know, the time that we ran our show in 2019, I used to have like a whiteboard and drew things right there. I kind of wish I have that right now to just basically say, where would you be in your business and your life in 36 months from now? And if
Yeah.
you drew the chart on your own, you would maybe 36 be somewhere right there, like as far as growth goes. You apply the same thing, where would you be in your business and your life when you are with Nexa 36 months? You literally are going straight up, because it was already done. You don't have to be figuring out stuff. You're going straight up, and that's the difference that you're losing. I gotta say this too. I don't know if you knew about this, but the number one cost in any business is not taxes, even though that's over 50%. It can, in many cases, it can be. It's the cost of waiting and cost of learning something that was already done for you. That's the true cost of a business. That's why you do it on your own. You're this much in here, where you could have been up here when you join us. You just lost all of that. That's the cost of waiting for you not coming to Nexa Mortgage, not becoming a mortgage broker, and not and trying to be a little bit stubborn to try to do it all on your own, independent. Sounds cool, but I'll tell you this: 2,300 loan officers have found that way that it does not make sense, and I believe you're not you're not an exception if you're watching us thinking that way too. So
I totally
that's
agree. So I got to tell you, from your experience, um, I think the loan officer should reach out to you or they should reach out to me so we could talk a good 5 year plan. We could talk a good 1 or 3 year plan. Let's talk about where you can, obviously have your license sponsored within a platform like Nexa and how that can help you level up your business. And I think there's many different ways you can level up your business and make a 5 year plan that is absolutely insane. Renato, I think if we were to reverse for your 5 year plan or my 5 year plan and put those blueprints down on paper and provide that to a loan officer right now, I can guarantee at the end of 5 years they can be pretty goddamn well off, doing pretty good. And I'm telling you, they could start with variables that are much easier now than they were for you and I
100%.
5 years ago. Entirely different back 5 years ago at the beginning of the Nexa train. Man, things are a little bit easier, both for originating, as a loan officer in Nexa, but building your team, building your
Yeah,
brand. Building your legacy. That's all something right now that's going to be at an all-time ease in regards to Nexa Mortgage from this point on for every loan officer that is joining, because now they get to join with the brand power and all the systems dialed in that we've already done before. Because, part of our growth in the past, there's been hurdles. There's been times where our numbers, our onboarding has stretched some of our resources thin. It's totally happened, but that sort of thing has taught us different great ways to scale and move forward. And now, as the virtual platform that we are now, those systems, have created the ability for us to level up and be a platform for loan officers, and us to keep scaling that without much of a problem. I just saw our turn time for payroll is right around 24 hours, meaning, Renato, you and I can close a loan today and we'd have our direct deposit likely by Thursday morning.
right.
That's out of control, man. There's not a company that can. Well, there's companies that can do that, Renato, but they will obviously choose not to. They do
Right.
not want to pay you for today's loan until you've put in a couple more loans, a few more loans in the system to ensure that you're going to stay there. It's one of the golden handcuffs that other companies do, is make it to where your payroll is delayed, in 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I mean, there's some cases, man, where people get paid. It takes so long, and it's hard to justify. It's hard to explain why they did not get paid right when that loan closed. Um,
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, as a loan officer, you should question, no matter what company that you work for, if your boss has been able to cash that check and take that money from your closing. Why can't you? You should
Right.
ask yourself that. Every loan officer should ask, why is it that I am the last of the last, way down the road to finally get paid for the fruits of my labor, my
That's not
work?
right. Not right. Absolutely not right. And you know what? Hardly, I don't really know. Even the companies that can do it, they decide to do it on a weekly basis. And again, and many of them monthly or semi bi-monthly, monthly there. But you're right. Um, you know, I just I, I I thought about a couple things in here. Actually, I've seen people some commenting on the stuff like that. But we created a meme today. It's Christmas time. We talked a lot about a lot of different things. So there was another one. There is like that we get asked, and I get asked this question a lot from like, yeah, but how can I mean this sounds too good to be true. Sounds pretty good. But it sounds really truly too good to be true to have that low wholesale rates and get paid 220 bips. Like, how am I competitive? How is this possible? If I'm getting not even getting paid 220 bips right now, and my rates are already not competitive. So how is it that gonna, it does make, once you understand how brokering works, once you understand how pure broker works, a wholesale competition is there. Once you understand that these wholesale lenders compete for your business, and you are the person, you are the one that decides to send them, you get to choose who you want to send it to. That's how you get both. And it's possible, absolutely 100% possible, to get paid more while you have lower rates. So we created the meme. It is a Christmas time, so please don't make fun of older kids that still believe in Santa, hopefully. uh, but I know loan officers out there who still believe that selling higher rates and making less basis points per file is better business model for them. So I'm sorry if that's you. Uh,
Where's
don't
this
make
meme? Are
fun of
you
those
gonna
other
share? Are
kids.
you gonna share this meme or what?
I don't have it here. It's on my profile. So hit on my profile. It's the last one in there, and yours is being sent to you, so you can check in your email, so you can share yours as well. But yeah, don't make fun of
Ah,
the kids that still believe in Santa. Don't make fun of those borrowers that still believe that the Zillow is the accurate value of their home. But also don't make fun of the LOs who still believe they're selling at high rates while getting paid less per file is a better business model for them. It doesn't make sense.
I'm
Merry
with you on
Christmas.
that. I'm totally with It doesn't make sense. Merry Christmas. I'm out.
That's right.
Dude, I love it. I love it. Well, man, I gotta tell you, I think that we pounded that topic on home. And guys, if we have not pounded that topic home nearly enough to you, I want you to reach out to Mr. Renato right here or myself, and we will do our idea. We'll put down our idea of that 2 year plan, that 3 or 4, that 5 year plan. Because I can tell you, I've been here in Nexa for a dang long time, and Renato has as well, right here from the beginning. And we could put down a pretty good pro forma for you and show you what you could expect to make it Nexa Mortgage. So reach out to him or I, and pretty soon, man, we're gonna have to have a nice little outro made that will guide people over to where they can chat a little bit further with us about
Love it.
some of the details with Nexa. So, uh,
That's that's
ladies and
that's
gentlemen,
exactly.
stay
Yeah,
tuned for that.
love that. You're right. You're right. That's exactly what we've been doing for the last 5 years. There's always something to improve on, just a little bit
Yeah,
better. We're gonna keep on improving this show by getting it better, bringing you the right questions that we can answer, educate you, train you, and show you and teach you. Again, why Nexa is every single Thursday. So if you wanted to find out what interest rates we have, we're willing to share them with you. You can come join us on a live call. You can come DM us and message us, and we will send you the link where you can check your rates and comparing yourself. We have nothing to hide there. And you can come join us in person. It's February 8th and February 9th. Uh, Again, in Michigan, with probably 60, 70, 80 other Nexans, and those that are looking to join next channel, maybe even 100 by then. So we're available. We're wanted to show you what it is that we offer before you ever make the decision, but we're so confident that you're gonna love it that we are excited to have you as a part of our partner. And in all in all honesty, nobody benefits if you don't win. Nobody does. So we are here with you every step of the way. Wanted to help you win on every level, no matter what it is, because otherwise, if you don't win, we don't win. Nexa doesn't win. Borrowers don't win. And so we believe in that win-win added, win-win solution for everyone. And that's how we built our business. That's how we
dude,
built the entire company.
that is totally right. Now, I don't want to go too far outside without chatting a bit more about this. You made mention February 8th and 9th. For those of you who qualify, we're going to fly you up there to hang out with Renato and I and a few of the other partners that's within Nexa. I think Mike Cordes, Matt Grella, I do believe they'll be up there as well, the owners of Nexa Mortgage. But we're going to fly you up there for 3 days, 2 nights, up to Detroit to hang out with our biggest lending partner, UWM, and we're going to show you a little bit about our culture. We're going to show you a little bit about what helps us stand out, Nexa Mortgage, what helps you stand out with using Nexa Mortgage as a platform for all your borrowers. How we're going to help you double or triple your production by this time next year. And I think that's very possible, very doable. And man, I can't wait to get up there for every single reason except for one. Do you know which reason that one is?
I'm thinking coldness.
Oh man, it is the cold. It's the cold. Renato, anybody who knows me knows I grew up in all that crap. I don't want to be in snow. In fact, I don't want anything to do with snow like ever. But in driving
No,
in it, man, people, it's driving in snow is stressful as it is. But when you're driving around a bunch of people who are used to driving aggressively in snow, man, Detroit is like, man, that's that's rough. Snow, too cold. I'm tropical, man. I can't do it.
I'm the
That
same
was
way, brother.
that was
As
from
a
a
kid,
movie. I'm not tropical or anything, but that was from a movie.
as a kid, I grew up in the mountains as well. But as a little, like a teenager, we moved to a beach area of Croatia and stuff like that, and would never go back to the mountains. That's just me. Again, I like the warm, and I like Arizona for all the right reasons, where we don't have to shovel that sun, and
Yes. Oh gosh.
so yeah. But I understand everyone's got their own preference and they can live whatever they want to. And that's what's another thing about Nexa. You can run your own business however the heck you want. You can have your preference. You can do it the way I do it, independent individual stuff. You can do it as a team, like 50 other teams are running it with more. You can do it anything in between, hybrid, only be you and one of your partner, you and your LOAs, you and your, or you can just be, part of our many levels of a support, and even on the corporate level, academy instructor, um, loan officer coach, you name it. There's all of these levels that you can do it. Just run business the way you want it to run. Brandon, this has been one of our longest episodes, brother. 47,
Gosh.
48 minutes right now. We have a lot that we talked about it. But I thought that it was a good one for bringing a lot of information that people just don't understand. We started with the business in mind and the goals. And if you're a loan officer and you don't have Nexa on your goals for 2024, you're missing out.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. That's for sure. All right, everybody. We're gonna see you guys on our next one, episode 23. And that might be tomorrow. That might be the next day. Pretty sure tomorrow. But hey, thanks for visiting us in here Tuesday night. Happy Taco Tuesday to you, brother, and to everybody else, especially all the Nexa family out there, Nexa Nation. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, guys. See you soon.